The ALCANZA study is really a game-changing study for patients with cutaneous T-cell lymphoma. This is for patients with relapsed disease. We know from previous data that the remission duration with the standard common treatments, which include bexarotene, vorinostat, methotrexate, are all relatively short, of around 3 to 6 months. Brentuximab vedotin was compared to both methotrexate and bexarotene, physician's choice, in the ALCANZA study. What's been presented at ASH has been an update of that analysis, which has demonstrated that, yes, it confirms that the progression-free survival with the comparators, bexarotene, methotrexate, is around the 3-month mark, versus brentuximab vedotin, which is around 16.5 months. So a huge difference in progression-free survival. What's interesting is that we also looked at time to next treatment. So time to next treatment is actually a very clinically useful endpoint because it encompasses the progression-free survival, but also the need to subsequent therapy. Because we all know with cutaneous lymphoma that some patients can progress but a relatively indolent fashion, and perhaps the next treatment is not required. But in fact what this showed was that, again, the time to next treatment in the standard therapy arms, bexarotene, methotrexate, was around 6 months, and the time to next treatment with brentuximab vedotin was again around the 14-15 month mark. So it just confirmed what we knew with progression-free survival. What's also being presented at this meeting is the second big randomised comparator trial in cutaneous lymphoma, and that's mogamulizumab, a monoclonal antibody, versus another standard treatment used in relapsed disease, the histone deacetylase inhibitor vorinostat. And what that study showed was that vorinostat, the comparator arm, gave a progression-free survival of just over 3 months, and the mogamulizumab gave a progression-free survival of just over 6.5 to 7 months. So again, an advantage for this new drug, a monoclonal antibody. And particularly with mogamulizumab, what was really interesting was that it was particularly useful in patients with Sézary syndrome, a leukemic variant of mycosis fungoides, a disease that we clearly need new treatment options.